Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Brilliantly Resilient Live. We are so excited today. We have one of our best friends in the world. We just love this lady. I met Lynne Kelleher a number of years ago, purely by chance, which just shows you the universe is there working for all of us people. At a Chamber of Commerce meeting at which I was the speaker and Lynne brought in the charitable component. So we are here today to talk to her about that. And I'm going to let her tell you the name of it and everything else. Lynne Kelleher, thank you so much for joining us.
I love you guys. And I am so excited that you invited me to come on your podcast because I started a group of awesome women. And you guys are awesome women, and you're also part of my group. So I'm just really excited. I started this group in 2014. It's called 100 Women Who Care, and we are the Bucks County chapter. And when I started it, I stole the idea from a group in Chester County, which is a neighboring county, because I had gone to their meeting with my sister who lives there. And I thought it was so brilliant that, well, like, why can't I do this? So I stole their idea, started my own group, and now we're one of the largest groups in the country. So wow. I'm really proud about that, and I'm really thrilled that you guys like buy into the concept and decided to, be members of my group too. So.
Well, it's a concept that when I heard about it, I'm like, it's so funny that you say you stole it from somebody else, because when I heard about it, I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? It's like brilliant, but so basic that it's even more brilliant.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that just continues to amaze me, and why I went to one meeting, thought, duh, I can do this, and did it. And because I'm a realtor, so I had run for the Bucks County Board of Realtors, their charity auction for years. And it was so much stinking work.
Yep.
Because you've got to get a group, a massive group of people to help you. And then you've got to badger local merchants who are badgered small business owners. It's always small business owners because, Target ain't donating anything. So you got to badger these small business owners who are being badgered by every little league team, every church group, every golf outing. So you're badgering the same group of people to donate something. Then you're badgering the other realtors to come to the event. Then when they're there, you're badgering them to bid on stuff that they don't want or need. And while you're doing all that, you're eating bad chicken and drinking really, really bad wine, which is a sacrilege, okay, in my book. So, and then you're raising this amount of money for a charity that is so deserving, but it's so much stinking work. And with my group, we raise thousands of dollars in an hour. So you have the impact, the same impact as traditional fundraising, only greater in a fraction of the time. And that's what I thought was just so brilliant about my group.
It's astonishing. And let's be clear, we're not talking $3,000. We're talking more like 23 grand.
Right.
So let's really dive into what this group does. And I have to tell you, when I heard about your group, I joined right away. And I actually spoke for you at another event, and someone came with a friend, and she and I were speaking afterwards. And one of the things that I said to her, because she wasn't a member of the group at the time, and I said to her, you know what? I can do this. I can commit to this group, right? And I can do this 4 times a year.
Right.
There is so little effort involved in making a difference. And I don't want to imply that we shouldn't make an effort to make a difference. But as you said, the amount of time that many people put into these charitable endeavors where you're running an event or whatever, it's a colossal amount of time.
It is.
and
Yeah.
It is.
energy, and you do it in such a short period of time. So tell people the like the setup of this, how it goes, because it's fascinating.
So here's the deal, because I think that there are, people's lives, and particularly women's lives, are so crazy. You're most likely working, you're running your kids everywhere, you've got some sort of a home to maintain. And I think that the vast majority of women and people in general want to make a difference in their community. They just don't have the time for traditional fundraising. And
Mhm.
that's my niche. My niche is the people, women who are of generous heart, who want to make a difference, but just can't commit to that god awful charity auction that I ran. So here's the concept. You sign up at least for a year, and then you're really in until you're out, because this is a very grassroots, loosely held organization. Not a lot of rules, nothing like that. So you get, the concept is you get 100 women together who will agree to meet for 1 hour, 4 times a year. And they will commit to donating $100 at each of those 4 meetings. So you're on the hook for $400 a year.
Mhm.
At the meeting, which was in person, then it was virtual, now it's a hybrid. So you can either attend virtually or you can attend in person. It's always held at a place that serves alcohol. Okay, because I kind of feel like if you're going out on a Monday or a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, you want a glass of wine. So no church basements. So even though there's nothing wrong with church basements, it just doesn't work for my group. So you get 100 women who will agree to meet for 1 hour, 4 times a year, and donate $100 at that meeting. At the meeting, you get 3 charities who have 5 minutes to make their case on why they need the money. After it's over with, the group votes, and the top vote getter gets all the money. Then after that, everybody who's a member throws a name of a charity that they feel strongly about into a hat. 3 names are picked. Those 3 people present at the next meeting. So when I first started this group in 2014, I started with 35 women, and they were women who, again, because I'm a realtor, I focus on developing a large center of influence. So I went to my friends, neighbors, family, and my client base. And I start off with 35 women. Now I have 235 women. So when we meet, we donate over $23,000 in 1 hour
Wow.
to a local charity. And the only rule is that you must be a 501c3. So no like good causes. So I don't have to worry about soccer moms running off with the money. And the money must stay in Bucks County. That's it. The checks are made payable directly to the charity, or you can now pay online, so that I don't have to be a 501c3 and 3C or whatever it is. And the money goes directly to the charity. I mean, how brilliant is that? So this year in 4 hours, if I can get to 250 women, in 4 hours, I will donate $100,000 to my local community. I mean,
It's absolutely, there's so many brilliant pieces to this, because first of all, from a 501c3 standpoint, which I have, what I love the most about it is it's your local people. Well, there's more than one thing I love the most about it, I guess. It's your local people knowing what you're doing in the community. But also, I mean, a lot of these little 501c3s don't have the budget for a big flashy presentation and spending hours on a PowerPoint and storytelling. They've got 5 minutes and it's totally low, but usually it's just the person standing there telling the story, which is what I love, because storytelling is so big for me. But they don't have to spend all this time, effort, money. They're not, and you're not worried about it going to overhead of a massive organization. It really is staying here and enhancing our community. But the other fun thing is you get to find out all the good things happening in our own town.
Right. And see, that's the other thing. So even if you're not the top vote getter and you don't get the money, you have exposure to
Mhm.
250 or to members of the community that maybe want to, if donate extra money to you, which happens often. So some people will write 2 checks, maybe not to the charity that won, and also maybe the charity that they voted for. It gives you exposure. Maybe they need volunteers, so that you get people, again, you don't get the money, but you get some volunteers, you get some resources. So, I mean, obviously you want the money, but everybody wins. We
Mhm.
find out about the needs in our community, and the charities have the opportunity to tell you about what they're doing and what they need. So, it's just really, it's just all around brilliant.
Yeah.
It really is. I think one of the things that really struck me was exactly what Kristen said. We live in these communities, and we have, to a degree, somewhat insular lives because we're taking care of our family. We're taking care of the things that are in front of our faces on a daily basis. But, we want to be more involved, but a lot of us don't even know where to start because we don't exactly know what the needs are in the broader community beyond our own, individual lives. So to have an opportunity to not only learn about these communities and these organizations and these things in our areas that need help, but to also get to meet a lot of these incredible women and people who, just for my own personal sake, some of the relationships that I've begun with people that I know in this organization it's very enriching in so many ways.
Mhm.
And again, it's not one of those things where you think, oh God, I got to do this again. Like it's just
Right.
not.
Right. And the thing is that, like, so you come, if you want to come to the in-person thing, if not, you're on Zoom, but, we try and make it fun. We try and make it easy. And I think the thing that always, makes people feel good is that not to belittle any person's $100 donation, but it's the impact that your $100 has, which in isolation, let's be honest, is a great thing to do, but it doesn't have the impact that when you combine it with 235 other women, now, man, look at the difference we're making. We're
Yeah.
making a difference for such a little commitment on an individual person. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what just, blows my mind about it.
One of the things when Mary Fran and I were talking about having you come on to our show, one of the biggest things for me is that we talk in how to live brilliantly resilient. One of the biggest things is finding your tribe and being together with people that have the same core values, knowing what your core values are. And then when you find your people that have the same ones, that's a key to living brilliantly resilient. And when I walk into those rooms of the 100 women, it is like those are your people. They
Right.
want the community to build. Everybody, maybe because we're only together for an hour, there's no time for any kind of crazy. And it's fun to see everybody again. You don't have the burden of guilt that you're away from your family too long. It's just absolutely brilliant. But I think for me, the biggest thing is that I'm spending that kind of time with people that are my kind of people and building up our community, which I mean, I've been very vocal about. I don't know where my family would be without this community. So to be able to now give back at a very small amount in terms of time and finances with people that are like me is absolutely extraordinary for me.
It's crazy. And I'll tell you, I've done, I'll just kind of put this out there, that I've also helped other groups, get started, so if there's anybody that's listening that says, hey man, I could do that. Just like the Chester County people did for me. They gave me their person that did their logo, they gave me all their stuff, so that I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. They helped me. And so I've done, it's that old pay it forward thing. I've helped a couple other community groups and other communities get started. And I think the other thing, which, I don't know if your audience is interested in this angle, but if you have people in your audience that are either self-employed, whether it's a realtor, mortgage person, insurance person, whatever, any kind of a small business owner. One of the things that you're always trying to do is distinguish yourself from the crowd. And so one of the reasons that I've been so successful with my group and growing it the way that I have is that other people who are entrepreneurs like me, small business owners, which is what I consider myself as a realtor, buy into the fact that this is another way for you to help grow your business or your organization or whatever. Because the whole, one of the things that you try and do is make yourself stand out in a crowd. And when you can align yourself with an organization like this, can say to people, in a, not obnoxious way, but like, look at me, I'm not just a realtor who's always saying, hey, got a deal, want to buy a house, want to sell a house, who do you know, blah, blah, blah. You're presenting yourself as Lynne Kelleher, community supporter, Lynne Kelleher of generous heart, not just Lynne Kelleher, the realtor, Lynne Kelleher, this other person that just broadens your persona and helps to distinguish yourself. So, which is, another, a piece to help you distinguish yourself. So I've said, I've had other people who are like a mortgage person that I know. She, promotes herself as being part of this group and has brought clients, to the meeting because it makes her look good while she's doing good. And so I think that that's also another piece if you, to help your tribe, as you describe it, grow.
Yeah.
It's really funny that you put it that way, because it really does directly go right back to what Kristen said about the piece about the values. I mean, let's face it, there are a million realtors out there. There are a million mortgage people. There are, there's a ton of all of those people out there. But the key to really building a successful business comes back to relationships. And you want relationships with people whose value systems speak to you. So when you not only involve yourself in something like this, but then make it known, like you said, hey, this is really who I am. Yes, I can do all that business part for you, but this is me as a person. I am involved in my community. I'm supporting it. I'm doing this. That's how you start to build relationships with people. And that's where that whole, idea of values and your tribe and all that meets. So, on so many levels, this works. And I have to say this, just to kind of shift gears for a little bit here. I am generally not a joiner. That's just not in my personality. I don't want to be a board member. I want to be a SWAT team. I want to go in, I want to help somebody, and then I want to get the heck out of there. That's what I want to do. And
meanwhile, I'm the DJ, the band, the greeter,
she wants to set up camp. I want to go, okay, you need me to do this? Okay, I'll have it done in an hour and I'm gone. And that's the beauty of your organization for both of us, actually, because it feeds both parts of us. It feeds the desire to be part of a community, but it also lets you do it on terms that some of us who are not joiners might really appreciate. And that's one of the things that attracted me to this. I love this organization.
It's so funny you say that, because I have had, we're very focused. We are a lean, mean donating machine. We are not a networking group. We are not a social group. We don't, we meet for an hour. We have a drink while we meet, and then we go home. And we've made a significant impact in somebody's life by doing it. I've had people that say, oh, well, maybe we should do this, and maybe we should do this or whatever. And I'm like, no,
change it.
No, we ain't that. That's not what we are. We're not gonna, you're not gonna walk away with meeting your new best friend. I mean, hey, maybe you will, but because that's not what we do. We're a lean, mean donating machine. So
yeah. I also want to make sure that I point out, though, that that for our listeners, this idea, it's wonderful, this organization, but Lynne, you've had these community building values and practices for as long as I've known you. I mean, I will never forget when you were one of the first people to support Bike the Basin, our event way back, but I will never forget the big township. What the heck was it that it was at the middle school where everyone in the township was there with all the booths and everything, like Northampton Day.
Oh, yeah.
And I pull in, there's 80 gajillion people, right? And you're like, I had a booth and I'm like, where am I supposed to park? I can't even move in my Suburban and the kids are screaming and it's hot. And then I roll down the window and who's directing the traffic? But Lynne Kelleher with a big smile at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I was chief parking officer at that event. Yes. Yes. And it's true. And I've been the fortune teller at the Halloween happening. And see, that's the thing. And it's funny you say that. And I never, it's funny that you recognize that, because that's been a big part of who I am, in that I want to support the community that supports me and my business. And so, and that's how I've become as successful as I am, is because of your center of influence or your tribe or whatever, that I put myself out there, because the secret to my success is the support of my community. And I want to give back to the community that supports me and be a working member of it, so yeah.
Well, and you also, in doing that, you also know the community. And, and let's be honest, I think that I probably know 47 realtors, like know them in this town. And when I had to move, and there were people that were upset that I didn't pick them, but I'm like, I've never done this on my own before. I had to go with, in my gut, it's not even that know, like, and trust. It just was, who aligns with my values? Who could I trust to hold my hand through it and not make me feel like an idiot and really get me to the other side whole? And that's when I was like, you were the only one that, I mean, you rose to the top of the list quick, because, and other people were like, I thought, well, the fact that someone else is having an attitude that I didn't pick them makes me know I'm right, that our values don't align, And it was one of the hardest things it should have been one of the hardest things I ever did. I was so nervous to do it, but the process, because you and I aligned so well, and I trusted that the community and would help me make the best move. I mean, I keep saying I landed in the greatest spot possible. You're a magician, fortune teller, magician, parking attendant.
I tell you, I've done it all. Hey, they need the township needed help, or the Parks and Rec people, and can you do this? Sure, I can do that.
Well, you can tell you love living here and being a part of the community. And that's what's so wonderful. And I think that's what draws people into this organization too, when they find out that you're at the helm of it and they know it's going to be a solid, good time for that 1 hour. And we're not gonna deviate from that. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So, if anybody is sitting at home and thinking, man, I love this idea, reach out to me. And I'm more than happy to help other people. Or if you have a group and it's stagnating or whatever, I just really am a believer in that whole, what you put out there comes back to you tenfold. So I'm all about that, because I am so passionate about this group. And I just feel blessed every day that I have these 235 women who see the vision and are behind me, 100%. What I don't get is why, when I talk to people, they're not like, sign me up. Where do I sign? Although everybody's got their own gig, I get that, but it just makes such sense to me.
Yeah.
So,
actually, tell people where they can find you.
Yes.
So you can find me. I have our website is 100womeninbucks.org. You can find me on Facebook at I have a Facebook page. What is it? 100 Women Who Care, Bucks County. You can email me at lynne@lynnekelleher.com. It's 2 N's and an E. So Lynne, Lynne, at Lynne Kelleher, KELLEHER.com. That's how you can get a hold of me.
We
Awesome.
will get all those links out to our community when this airs, which it should very shortly after this interview. So we have been, you know how much we love you. The universe honestly brought us all together because
Mhm.
you and Kristen knew each other, you and I knew each other. And then Kristen, it's just, this is just synchronicity at its
It's all good
best.
stuff.
It's
I know.
all good stuff. And brilliance, here are the takeaways here. Brilliance does not have to be complicated. It can be very simple. Align yourself with the people who you share values with and make that part of your tribe and give back. So Lynne, we can't thank you enough for being with us today.
Well, I love you guys.
We love you too.
Right back
And
at you.
everybody, thanks for joining us. Kristen, do you have anything to add? I'm sure you do because I always forget something.
No, just
Oh,
head
got a
over
new speaker
to,
kit out. We got a new speaker kit out. Head over to
brilliantlyresilient.net. You can see the new speaker kit and get all kinds of other additional resources to live brilliantly resilient.
There you go.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, ladies. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.